Hello? All right, this is Crew with Electric Ground, and I'm here with...
Yeah, so we are Waveform Collective. We are a new music ensemble starting based in Waco, Texas. Our initiative is to reach out to a larger range of community and to present new music to the community. Stuff that may be uncomfortable or something that they've never been able to hear before. And so it's a new idea, and it's a way for us to express ourselves, and a way to engage with the community, and to reach out to a wide range of people. Yeah?
Yeah, we're sitting here right now at the Baylor School of Music in the McCrary building, and this is actually where it started. And we're walked into, I think you were like, can I play something for you? And I came into your practice room and I listened, I was like, whoa, percussion's cool.
Yeah.
And stepped away, and then we started talking, we were like, what if we do a duo? What if we do all these things? We started getting excited about things, and then projects started to form, and it just happened very organically. But it all started here in this building, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Nice. And Waveform, the name, where did y'all get the name from? I mean, it's and there's a lot of waveforms all over the place, I'm sure, but for y'all to claim that, how did that come?
Names are hard.
Honestly, like we were just, just shooting it, just sitting at the bar one time, and we're like, all right, what should our name be? And we're like whipping off like everything. Like, no, maybe, no.
We had some real stinkers that were on the table for a little bit.
Yeah, and waveform, and I think the waveform part just kind of came naturally because we're doing electronic stuff and we're kind of engaging with multimedia. But the collective is eventually, we hope to expand outwards. You know, we hope to have more instrumentalists. Maybe we have composers that are part of the group, and we can form a larger initiative, reach even more ground. You know, maybe all these people that are part of the collective aren't stationary in one spot, but maybe we're spread out, and so we're gaining ground. Maybe in LA or Houston or New York. You know, maybe that's kind of the purpose. Is eventually we want to reach out more. You know, connect with even more musicians, where it's a much more collaborative sense.
And it's a dope name because. So I remember meeting you at Pivot Bar, I'm pretty sure that's where it was at, and then you gave me a card, and I was like, Waveform Collective. And I was like, man, now I did think, it sounds so big, I thought that there was like 10 people in the group initially. I was like, man, I wonder how big this is. But it sounded very classy, elegant, powerful, and like it was just nothing but talent related to you guys. And that's my first impression of seeing y'all niggas.
Thank you.
So now, have y'all done pieces in the past together? How many times have y'all hit the stage as a group?
At this point, maybe like 15?
15?
Yeah, about. I mean, event-wise, we've done a lot through school, playing a lot on stage together. You know, together as a group, but under the title Waveform Collective, we've had maybe 8 or so. Yeah, not as many. About 8 or so, just in the regular community, and we've only been around for a year. And so, with that in mind, that's pretty cool that our performances. We don't want it to be like a weekly event, like come out to this little pub and hear us play. We want the performances to be meaningful. Like, there's a lot of purpose behind the performances where it may take us, months to plan the recital and how it's going to kind of formulate and how we're going to kind of take the audience into a different realm for, the hour 15, hour 30 minutes that we have with them. And so that's what kind of makes us, purposeful, and what kind of gets us like excited about the performances. Where like we can kind of sit and dabble with the performances for a little bit rather than let's just go do it, let's just plan it out. They're purposeful and they have a lot of meaning behind it. Yeah.
And so everybody knows, we know the name of the group, we know how often you guys perform and stuff, but what types of instruments are y'all playing?
I keep it simple, personally. I play the double bass, so that's kind of my jam. I also do a lot of stuff with electronics, so that typically happens off stage. That happens in the studio. So like I've written pieces for us with fixed electronics, so stuff we'll lock into a click track for, and everything's sort of choreographed, but on stage I'm playing the bass, usually with the bow. you've got a whole.
Yes, I have a really wide range of instruments, and I think that's what's really cool just about the percussion and bass duo is that we can keep it super, open. And so I mean, right now I've been playing a lot with vibraphone. A lot of composers have been kind of dabbling with vibraphone, especially Max and vibraphone and double bass and electronics. A lot of drums, toms, and cymbals, and bowing cymbals, and bowing everything. Adding,
cool
adding super cool textures. And so I think that's what kind of keeps it really original is that like the range of percussion is so diverse, so wide that like it can be anything. And that's what a lot of composers are kind of getting a little geeked about right now. It's like, I've never seen this instrumentation type, and this is what kind of puts us apart currently. Yeah.
And so when it comes to y'all's performances, at least for sure at the recital, I realize, as much as we like to dress casual, y'all are dressed up though. You know what I mean? Y'all were dressed up, and it really seemed like that goes along with y'all wanting y'all's performances to be a big thing with meaning, and then it's also something that done in such a way where people wouldn't want to miss it. You know what I mean? So it has a real good touch to it.
It's an interesting sort of thing that we've talked about because if you think of like a really traditional concert experience, like we think of like an opera or something like that, like there's that intensity to it, like, oh, I have to follow all these rules, and that can be limiting, I think, to an audience. We've talked about this. It can be limiting to an audience. On the other side of the spectrum, like if there's no ritual about it, it can feel somehow thinner or look a little bit cheaper. Like there isn't like a singular moment that people are really engaging with. Like if you create that space of like, this is a thing that's happening and everyone's kind of on the same waveform, right? Then people can engage, and so it's kind of running that line of like over formality, but then also having a sort of ritual about things too.
Okay. So speaking on the future now. At this point, you guys would have already knocked out a particular huge event, which would have been what?
That would have been on the 9th of May. We did a premiere of a piece that I wrote for us and two amazing singers, Caroline Lee and Kyle Felkins. It's a piece, basically it's a quartet with electronics, and it's called Arc. And so it's a 25-minute piece that we made a recital around. And yeah, it was a great time.
Nice. And then y'all have more on the schedule. What's coming up?
Yeah, I can talk about that. May 19th at Cultivate 712, 7 o'clock. We will be doing a commissions concert through a bunch of Waco composers. A lot of them we met through Baylor School of Music. But they're all based in Waco currently. They're all writing us some fantastic music, some really dark stuff, some really bright and exciting stuff, some really energetic stuff, a really wide range of music where it's going to feel very personal and homey because Cultivate 712 is a fantastic venue. But the composers have put a lot of time and just thought into making something original. So it's like an original concert, but all the music was written for us. This instrumentation type of double bass percussion. We have a few extra people joining in, like piano and vocalist, but mostly it's a lot of double bass percussion. So a really wide range of instrumentation types, and it should just be a really fantastic night.
Should be great.
Yeah.
Great. Cultivate's nice too.
Yes.
So. And lastly, when it comes to y'all's performances, is there a central message that y'all like to get out? You feel if I showed up and checked y'all out, you would want me to walk away feeling what? With what mind as an impression?
I think with our stuff, we don't want to have something like that. Like we want to create the space for people to have their own reactions, and to us that feels important. Like we're not coming at it like feel this way, like do this, right? If we can create the space where every audience member comes away thinking something different, I think we'll have done something really cool.
Yeah, different reactions and perspectives. So
yeah.
But the fact that y'all are collaborating, just a mix of instruments and styles that makes up Waveform Collective, we're definitely going to feel that we're witnessing something unique, different than what they usually provide. So. Well, definitely, I appreciate y'all coming on the show. Electric Ground, we're out.
Great.